So today we're going to do the brand new Dimension raid. I know we could have done this a couple days ago, but things have been crazy here. Let's go through the first 4 stages and then I'll see you at the 5th one. So we're back. It's been a few hours of testing out different teams for Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. These 3 teams are good for a few reasons. Number 1 is free-to-play friendly. There's no LD4s, there's no Nat5s in here. I know people like to use some of the Dragon Knights for the 3rd stage. Cadiz seems like he'd be ridiculously good for the 3rd stage. If you have Cadiz, that might be something to try out. Number 1 is reliable, number 2 is free-to-play friendly. So let's get it started and let's see. The biggest issues, as always, are just AI, number 1, and RNG, do the debuffs land, do the units, do the right skills at the right time. Which she doesn't. Oh no, she did right there. I forgot they changed Pride Will Fall. So we got the attack buff, we got the defense break. We actually have 2 different defense breakers over here. We have the chakram, and well, actually we have 3 different defense breakers. We have the chakram. We have. It's fine if she dies. She doesn't need to survive any longer than that. Chakram, Panda, and also the Sky Dancer all do defense breaks. Sky Dancer also does attack power buffs. You can use Colleen if you don't want to use the Sky Dancer. She just does a little bit more damage, and also a 3rd opportunity for defense breaks for there. You don't necessarily need Vertiheel and Aster. They are just there to do big damage. All of the units in this one specifically need to be the same element. So this second wave, people are just using Inugamis. We're just using Inugamis too. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can use other attack power buffers with the Inugamis. The Martial Cats seem to do pretty well. This one also, the Wind one, does pretty well. You just want to clear things as... You just want to clear all the enemies. That's basically all it is. Attack buff. You can also use the Fire Hellhound if you want and clear all the enemies. If you don't clear the enemies, that's going to make life more difficult for you. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just Inugamis. This one, so there is that shield which you just saw break. You need to do damage that ignores damage reduction effects. So basically that. Also, the Fire Living Armor is nice here. Some things in theory work well here. He's got the buff and he's got the attack power buff and the speed buff. Vermos is kind of a staple here. Okay, so we got the attack power buff off. Vermos Riley, just bring Vermos Riley. The Fire Sniper, you may as well use Fire Sniper. Most people have him built anyway. You don't need to use the Fire Living Armor. He is a new unit or he's not a new unit. He's been in the game for a while. He is a unit that just got Second Awakened, and we're using the Fire Can here for our last one. If you have Leica, you can use the Leica in place of one of those. If you have Brandia, you can use Brandia in place of one of those. The main reason is... for the Fire Can, I wanted the attack power break. I also wanted multiple options to strip the attack power buff, as we saw right there. But yeah, that's really what it's there for. Zinc could be good here. We don't have Zinc built on this count. We were playing with Zinc yesterday. I know some of you may be confused by, like, oh, you just did a video on Zinc. Now you don't have Zinc in this video. Why not? Because it's a different account. Because we have 5 accounts. I'm constantly juggling 5 accounts. So we can't use the Zinc. Here we have Iron. Well, block beneficial effects in theory is nice. First off, you have to actually land it. Second off, if the boss winds up getting a bunch of turns, it doesn't really matter at that point. We're using Ling Ling. We can actually take a look at this 3rd wave with a different team. We're back here for the 3rd wave. We have Leica and we have Ling Ling. So Ling Ling does a block beneficial. It's not going to block this shield that he has. It's just going to stop the boss from getting attack power buffs, which is kind of nice. And then we have the block, we have the ignore damage reduction effects from both the sniper and the Leica as well. So sometimes she dies. It happens. Ooh, sometimes this sniper is about to die in a second too, actually. I tried a few other units. I tried actually the Light Altair, which was really bad. I thought maybe he might be decent. He did not work well at all. I also tried the Fire Ezio, which was not that bad. So we have 2-turn block beneficial effects, which is nice. We should get a defense break. And then the attack power buff. But yeah, Leica and so the other Dragon Knights will go through harmful effects. they will go through the beneficial effects that mitigate damage. So shields, invincibility, defense buffs, things like that. Veramos is just too OP here to not use. This is like the era of Veramos again in Summoner's War. It's 2023. But yeah, if you have Veramos, people are also using the Light Sniper. If you have Light Sniper, go for that as well. We don't need Ling Ling to do crazy stuff, but she's basically there for the same reason that Zinc would be there, is to block beneficial effects. But also Zinc has attack power break as well, and a defense break also, so there's plenty of other things that Zinc... But see, this worked plenty fine, but there's a lot that Zinc can potentially do, theoretically do, in this stage as well. So now we're going to look at a different team for the first one. So this is if you don't feel like using the fire team, which I just feel like a lot of people have the fire team. We're not getting any defense breaks. There's the defense break. So this team is the one I was using first, and then I'm like, why am I using this? Because we could just be using the fire team that we use for raids and things like that already. So we're using the Tetra for the passive cleanse of harmful effects, cleanse of those dots. And then she also has the actual cleanse on skill 2. And she has a potential strip with skill 1. So we strip that attack power buff off. But the fire one is just more effective. This is just another option if you guys are interested. And we also have Theomar's doing his own self-attack power buff. Lols. And these are all, again, Theomar's is Nat 5 that you can easily get from the guild shop. So we're gonna try now a different team for the phase 3. I do like the animation that they did for him destroying the Sky Islands. I think they did a really good job here. So I didn't realize that we actually have a light sniper on this account. This is the Europe server account. I didn't realize we had that over here, and he's actually mostly skilled up. He's missing, I think, 2 skill ups, but it's still fine enough for what it is. He has the strip on skill 2 as well. He is kind of squishy. One of the tricks that people have been using for squishy units in here is to put Darien on the team with them, so that if they take some damage, they don't completely die. So let's see if he's able to strip this, or if he already used it and I wasn't paying attention. Maybe he used it and I wasn't paying attention. Skill 2 is fully skilled up though. So he should have the strips when available. But the trick with the light sniper is anytime the boss gets his speed buff and attack power buff, he is going to take attack gauge. So, but you never know what the RNG does in this game. So, yep, there's his skill 2. So you can actually strip that. But, you know, some things strips and block beneficial effects, because I tried a few different things. Some of the strips and some of the block beneficial effects, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. If they don't land any strips and the boss has attack power buff and defense break on your team, then your things are going to die. If the block beneficial effects don't work, then really doesn't matter either. So yeah, light sniper should get a turn now and do not much of anything, but at least the team is not dead. So it's not super fast, but this is another option. Just want to give you guys a few different options if you're curious. The end takeaway though from this is, should you be farming this all the time? No, you should not be farming this all the time. It's best to just farm, because really the drops are not that great, and this is very, very valuable. Dimension Hole energy is very, very valuable because you get a limited amount of it. So my advice for this is, if you have ancient runes that need the grinds and gems, wait until the dungeon, the dimension raid, comes to whatever dungeon you need the grinds and gems for, and then farm it. But still, if you're casual, I would recommend paying more attention to Second Awakening things. If you're new, definitely don't even worry about this at all. The new players are like, oh, okay, what did I watch this whole video for then? Just food for thought for later, like 2 years later, when you actually have things that you need, because this is just for grinds and gems for the ancient runes. So honestly, this does not need to be a priority for anyone. It's just, if you need the grinds and gems for the runes, then build these teams and you should be good. Before we go, it would be helpful for some of you if we showed the runes. They're nothing special. They're very mediocre, to be honest. So these are the runes. You can slow it down if you would like, but honestly, they're just, for the most part, they're just whatever. We're missing a few skill ups on skill 1 and skill 3 of him. This is just a dungeon. Actually, it's not even that much damage on this vertigo. So, I don't know why I was going to show him again. That's kind of... Oh, nice! No artifacts. There we go. Not even maxed and no artifacts, but she is skilled up. And again, you can use Colleen. She's just also has a defense. Look at this. See? You don't need anything crazy. Not even skill. Okay, and no skill ups on here as well. Again, I warned you in advance. I said it was going to be nothing crazy. It's just whatever we had laying around. No skill ups on here, so if you scale yours up, then it's... don't know that we did this on purpose with the fight runes on here. That might not be on purpose. Nice. Look at this. Very... No skill ups again. So it's not like you have to go out of your way to spend crazy amounts of money on ridiculous runes to not even scaled up. Sorry, not even maxed runes. This is also not maxed. I don't really know why they're not maxed. They're just not maxed. So this is on the Veramos. I'm not showing you that these are necessarily the premium. You must have these specific... Yeah, you must have specifically not maxed runes on the units. It's just whatever was laying around on this account. This might be... Wasn't there a 27 speed? Yeah, there's 27 speed. Oh, it's energy runes. Yeah, well, I mean, that one's maxed, but... Yeah, nothing crazy. This, I had come to us decide on the runes for me. I just auto-selected everything. And they decided what it was. I do want this a little bit tankier, because in case he dies, but that's besides the point. And this is, again, this is nothing ridiculous. It's nothing ridiculous. These things are not even fully upgraded. The runes are not even completely grinded. Some of the artifacts are not. Well, these artifacts are... There's really no reason for artifacts to not be maxed anymore. So it was just an oversight. But, yep. It's more important to just make sure the runes... Make sure oh my god, he really does need max crit rate, though. This is kind of... He needs max crit rate. Otherwise, he doesn't do his thing. Instantly gains another turn if all attacks land as a critical hit, and we don't have a critical leader, so he really does need the max crit rate. That shouldn't have been like that. So, of course, part of it is laziness and me not double-checking to see if things are grinded or fully upgraded on some of the runes. But also, part of it, again, is I don't want casual players thinking that you can't do these dungeons without max everything and perfectly efficient runes, because these are so far away from being efficient runes. They're just things that we tried. Halfway. We halfway tried to make dungeon teams, and this is what you wind up with when you halfway try to make dungeon teams. Just make sure that the units in there make sense for the skills of the boss, right? To cleanse those debuffs and also do the defense breaks and go through the shield damage enough to go through the shield. But anyway, that's it for this one. Just food for thought. I will see you as always in the next one.